Hello and welcome to Never Fall. This is your evening debate. This is a special episode. We have Tom finally is here with us. Finally, Tom agreed to be with us here on one of the evening debates. We're waiting for Don, who's still arguing about something about Chelsea, of course, in the group chat. That's why he's late. We're here with Daps and Cass, of course, brilliant today. We'll talk about Man City, how they line up. Are they about to have the best window out there? Are they have a better window than Arsenal? Are they going to have everything they needed? They don't need anything, to be honest. But anyway, Mo Salah agreed terms with Saudi Arabia, $250 million, 200 million pounds in 3-year contract. Can you believe that? And then Liverpool fans are telling him, no, he wants the challenge to still achieve something at Liverpool. Get out of here. 200 million, bro. And Don is here.
It's fraud, man.
You finished arguing.
Donny Stones. Donny Stones.
Big up the Mandem, man. Big up the Mandem. Feels like a Friday night today. It's weird.
Yeah, man. It feels like a Friday night. Never foul all the time. Don't worry. I had to agree personal terms with Tom, just like Mo Salah in Saudi, just for him to get on the show. Because we needed, should I say, a Liverpool fan to have their perspective on it that isn't Monts or Roms, since there's a lack of a Liverpool man out there. So I will be shouting.
This is the first time Tom showed his face will never foul with me as well. So it's going to be a good show, man. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Look at Billy Big Bollocks over there. Jesus.
Just Caicedo thinks he's the big.
Hey,
and
never wanted him anyway.
Yeah, sure. Tom, we saw the tweets. Yeah.
Oh, you saw? I know you saw the tweets because you kept bringing it up a couple of days afterwards.
I woke up the hella memes from Tom atting me. Yo, it was mad. I can't lie.
You know what? This might be a blessing in disguise, yeah, because Mo Salah will just end up going to Saudi and probably end up buying Liverpool somehow at the end of the window with one of his Saudi brothers. You know what I'm saying? So it might be all in the plan. Tom.
8 sleeps to go as well. 8 sleeps to go till that transfer window goes.
Yeah.
And then it is D-Day for certain clubs.
Tom, I'm going to give you some serious scenarios that are going to have you tossing and turning, bro. Do you get it? Because if you lose Salah, it's going to be long for Liverpool, bro.
I don't need scenarios to be tossing and turning. My club are currently debating between Alexis McAllister, a Croc Thiago, and a relegation battle at Endo for DM for the whole season.
But the funniest thing is, hold on, based on that, Don, is your club going to finish above Liverpool based on the here and now?
Yeah, as it stands, yeah.
Okay, cool. Tom, is your club going to finish above Chelsea based on the here and now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let the Liverpool-Chelsea battle commence.
I think Chelsea has too much to do.
What about my one?
No, it's not about you right now. It's about Chelsea and Liverpool.
We're both anyway.
Because it's a mid-off. It's a mid-off.
Because you're second. You're not in that battle. You're second. You're not in that battle.
Yeah. You know what? You're right.
Yeah, he is. Mo. He is.
You're second. He's not. It's not with these people.
The only thing unites the second in is midfield battles. They've not won a single one all season.
Tom, we still got 3 points, mate. Don't worry, even when we're shit. So I'm just going to say
that's what they turn it around and say. They forget about the performance. It's always just the points.
We've got more than you.
Wait. Hold on, relax. Hold on there. I'll explain in brief, just in quick 10 seconds. I only said that because I didn't know who Man City were going to get. So it was on those terms. Based off who I believe each team was going to get, I didn't know who Man City were linked to at that point. This was before Doku. This is before anybody. They were linked to absolutely no one. And I said, I'm only going to put them there because I believe the squad that they currently got is not going to be enough to go fighting all 4 fronts and keep going in the league. And I think it would deter them a little bit. That's it. That's all I went off. But now they're going to get Doku. No, but before they were linked to any transfers. That's what I said.
A week ago. It was on. Good. A week ago.
Yeah.
You have Man City third.
Yeah, but I thought because their squad was looking a bit weak after just Vardio coming in and Kovacic. I just thought they needed a little bit more. And clearly,
this is after we won the Super Cup as well, by the way. It was after we won the Super Cup.
Had you not seen your midfield?
It was before. Tom, I said I based it off of who I thought was going to come in to the end of the transfer window. Yeah. Right?
You're putting an
Still
awful
got
lot of
this-
pressure
still
on
got 8 days
Sofyan
to go.
Amrabat then, aren't you?
Because I think I rate him. That's why. Like I rate Jake the Corey. Like I rate a lot of players that a lot of people do not rate whatsoever because they play for certain clubs and they haven't even watched more than 8 games of them. That's the difference for me.
I can't
was talking
believe
about
you
Mo
would ever
then.
put
I
Man
don't know if
City
he was
below
or not.
second.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Jeremy Doku is gonna fail at Man City. Remember that one?
Is that what Mo said? Is that what Mo said?
Both
sorry,
of us
guys, you know.
liars. I challenge both of them.
Oh, I've
to
got
give
the
me
clip.
one clip.
No, Mo,
Yeah.
Mo, I
Oh,
got
you
the
did?
clips, but I didn't send them because I thought, you know what, I'm not going to be petty. I couldn't give a shit what you think
Never
anyway. So.
said he's gonna fail. I said it's an underwhelming signing
No,
for Man
Mo,
City.
Mo, you
It's not
said,
underwhelming.
Mo,
Definitely
hold
not
on, hold
underwhelming.
on,
Yeah, tell
hold
me
on.
what I said exactly. Tell me
You
what I
said,
said. Exactly.
you said that you
I
believe
don't
he's
think I'm
going to.
gonna
You
me.
said
When
you
play
believe
against-
that.
Thank
You said you believe that you did say that it's an underwhelming signing, and you also said, I believe he will not succeed. They were your exact words.
Wow.
No, yes, you said succeed, not fail.
Thank you.
I don't think I said that he will not succeed. I said
Well,
Pep
why would
Guardiola
I change the word then?
can-
Mo, I
change the
guarantee you, I
word.
went back and checked it. You said
Please
succeed.
let me maybe show me that seriously.
Okay, I will
I
do
know what I
afterwards. I'm going
said.
to
You
have
know
to
what's
go
so funny
find it
though?
again.
Daps,
Because I
Daps, you know
actually
what's so funny
deleted
though?
it.
Because
couldn't
I
be bothered,
actually
but you
don't
did.
believe that. Because hold on,
just
don't.
Go on,
Because
go on.
I actually don't believe that at all.
Oh, that is what your exact words were.
I
that
literally said I hold Man City to a higher standards, and I think at that point when
You
you
said-
have Mahrez
no.
got exactly that. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Exactly what I remember. I said, and I said I hold them to a higher standard. This is an underwhelming signing for Man City. I expected them to go sign a bigger name.
And
Like
then
who, though?
you
Like
said, hold on, you said, and it wasn't because we were debating on the show that you'd said he'll fail. You didn't say he'd fail. You said you don't think he'll succeed. I went back and got it within 5 minutes of the show finishing.
Okay,
I sat
please
there
show it
and
to me.
thought, I can't be
If
bothered.
I
arguing.
said if I said that, I'm mistaken. If I'm
know what's-
predicting
what-
someone to fail
You know what I'm
like
confused about,
this, I'm mistaken. If I
Wait, Mo,
I
do you know what I'm
said,
confused about though? The manager
Yeah.
that you've been raving on about in Klopp, he actually wanted Doku, bro. A couple years ago, he wanted Doku.
do you want me to go through Doku and explain to you
2017.
why Doku it is for me? I think it's underwhelming signing for Man City or no?
Nah, we've done this before.
Exactly,
Why
we've done
don't
this
we
before.
literally?
I don't need to. I don't need to.
Do you know what I'd like to do?
Exactly.
I'd like to. I'm not here to do what Don's done all summer and try and talk up why I think a player is going to be a success and base it on, the fact that he's played men's football at this level and it actually not be at that level, it be at different
going
level.
for it
and-
now.
Wait, that's
Right.
what the key part.
He's going for us now, so
Actually going to get some game time
Yeah,
at
bro.
your club.
Bro, he's
Your
going to get congratulations. He's actually going to get some game time,
Yeah.
not just in men's football, not just in second tier men's football, but in first tier men's football. So, salute for it. Like you've gone on
this
a
all about
wild,
Andre
no,
Santos, is it?
you've gone on a
Yeah,
wild,
Tom,
you've
Tom.
gone on a maze and a wild goose chase, but we got there in the end. So
Tom,
it's
you know
all
what's so funny about this conversation? Yeah, when preseason was going on, I was coming on Never a Foul. I was talking about the players, especially the new players that have come in, and I said Andre Santos was one of our best performing players in midfield in preseason, and I would like for him to come into the squad. I would like for him to be an understudy for Casado, and I would like for him to be an understudy for Enzo.
Agreed,
And then
you
that
said
started,
all those.
started saying,
Don't,
and
don't
on
miss
top
out
of
what
that,
you didn't say though. Be
okay,
the
and
kid.
then what I also said, Tom, is I like when youth team players have experience of playing men's football.
Again, you're
Right? It
missing
doesn't
the
matter
main
what
bit that I
league.
picked
It doesn't
up on.
matter. It doesn't matter what league they're coming in, because I'm not asking for Andre Santos to come in to be a starter. I'm happy for him to come in as a squad player. And the fact that he's going Forest just goes to show that other clubs think he's Premier League level. at the
Okay.
moment.
So Don did say all of that, but the bits that he just missed out
I've
on.
seen him Forest
Hold on,
have a
hold on,
left back
Tom.
who's currently under betting charges, whose previous level was fucking
Tom,
Huddersfield. I don't think
Tom.
they're the best basis for Premier League level.
Tom, the
Forest are
best
trying
bit.
to build, bro. They've got Morgan Gibbs
Hold
White
on,
in their midfield.
Hold on, Don.
Yeah,
Don, you missed some key bits out. That Don talks with real. Don is a far better speaker than I am. He's very good at speaking. I can't even say the word that I'm supposed to say for how good he is at speaking. He's very, and he's one of them people that, like, in meetings can say buzzwords and like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about, right? But on a show, he kept going on about how this guy, was it the same one that you also got the name of the team that he played for wrong?
That was Andre Santos, yeah. I said he played for Santos, but he played for Vasco.
You said he played for Santos when he played for Vasco. You said he played 50 games in the top tier Brazilian football. Mo went on and
corrected me.
He'd actually played in 10 and the other 40 were in the second division, right? They're the bits that I'm pulling up on. That I just have to be very careful with what you're saying. Now, on Doku, I'm not going to do what you do because I don't know enough about him. So all I'm going to say is Let's wait and see and let him cook. Do I think he's gonna? I think he's gonna be a bit part player this season. I'll be surprised if he's one of our starters. I think he'll be more off the bench and maybe latter end, maybe round February time we might start seeing him a bit more. But before
I'm sure you've seen his stats though for the take-ons. He looks like he's got mad stats on that.
The stats on take-ons look great.
He's one of the best in the world. He's one of the best in the world.
Adama has mad stats for take-ons.
Do you know the thing is? But there's players that will look very different in the Pep system. So there's no point in me talking about how good it's going to be for City till I see him playing in the Pep system. Because there's been no doubt there will be a narrative that Pep's made him boring. Within the next 6 months, 6 to 9 months, people will say Pep's taken away the exciting side of him.
Same thing happened with Grealish. But just before we touch on that, because I do want to go back to what we said about the Chelsea stuff. I remember I was on the top 6 show, and I said something about Chelsea look incredibly underprepared in their midfield. It was before Caicedo would join and Lavia would join, and I said Chelsea should not be considering any other targets other than midfielders at this point, because I don't think that Andre Santos and Casade, he's got Leicester. He's got Leicester, yeah. I said they're not ready yet. You can't have them as backups. And
how much of them did you watch? How much of them have you watched?
I've watched enough to know that they're not at Chelsea this season because they're not ready.
What games of Santos have you watched, bro, in pre-season?
None, because he played in the Brazilian second division.
Well, there we go then. So how can you judge him? He
hasn't played as many for him as you thought, has he? So
how can you just say, this guy's not ready when you haven't watched him play?
Regardless of whether I've watched it or not, the fact
is not regardless of whether you watched him.
It is though, because ultimately your management and your team didn't believe he was ready. Otherwise, he would still beat the club.
Because we brought in Lavia and we've got Caicedo right now. You've got a valid point there.
So you got three midfielders.
And Gallagher's still at the club. He was meant to be moved on, and they rejected the bid.
Is Gallagher better than him then? Is Gallagher better than him?
Now for me, no, he's not.
But for your club, yes. But for your club, yes.
No, I mean Gallagher's getting played right now by Poch. He likes it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So your club ultimately think Gallagher's better. That's why they've decided to keep Gallagher, and they're loaning out the other player, right?
Well,
they're willing to sell Gallagher.
You know what? You know what the problem with your logic a little bit, Don, is that a lot of and I think people, I don't know about you guys, but for Inter, for example, some players come from the academy, young, 20 years old, play very good in the preseason without any pressure or anything.
Yeah.
Then they were put on the field when the league starts or something, and then it shows the unexperience, shows the pressure, shows. Yeah. A player is balling in preseason is completely different than someone within the season, playing the Premier League against different clubs. You go off preseason that, oh my God, this guy looks ready to be at Chelsea. What is? You just told us. I watched him. Hold on. I watched him in preseason. I saw what he was doing in the under-20s World Cup. I watched him in the Brazil first team, by the way. He started with Casemiro. I watched him in that game as well. He impressed me playing with all them lot, Casemiro and that in the first team for Brazil. And like I said, with the guys that we're bringing in right now, we're not trying to stockpile more. If we don't try and use our players, you're gonna say, oh, Chelsea are just. Why do you think he went on loan? If we just don't keep buying
players,
explain to me why he went on loan.
Because he's not gonna get. We've still got Leslie at the club. You know that tall CDM that we brought.
Yeah, he looked good though. He looked good.
Yeah, he's still at the club. You've got Gallagher still. You've still got Gallagher at the club. You've got Carney who's injured but he's still at the club. There's not enough to go around right now. We're playing one game a week, so I'd rather him go out on loan to develop him further. We've brought in Lavia, we've brought in Caicedo, and Kuku's gonna come back. So it's best for him to go get game time week in, week out in the Prem. Why not?
So you're not trying to stockpile players, yet you've got 10 midfielders for 3 positions.
But some of these are on the way out though. Some of these are on the way out. You've got Gallagher on the way out.
Who's on the way out?
Gallagher on the way out. You've got Gallagher on the way out. Hold on, let me finish, bro. You've got Gallagher on the way out. Hold on. Gallagher could potentially get sold because of FFP. You've got Leslie, he might go out on loan as well. So there's a few more. There's a few more to leave.
It sounds like proper Chelsea as usual.
Leslie's not leaving. Leslie is just, he's gone to the shops. He's going to come back eventually. Leslie's going to come back. Gallagher, if he was going to be sold, he would have been sold by now.
Sorry, a team that isn't stockpiling. A team that isn't stockpiling.
Yeah, this is what we're trying to play Santos. This is exactly what I'm trying to play Santos, bro. I agree with you.
And hasn't made that many signings. I wish my club.
But okay, Tom, I hear what you're saying, bro. Yeah, but all I'm saying is, your comment was based on a player that you haven't watched at all, bro. And like I said, Mo said yes, these guys, pre-season is different, etc., etc. But like I've said, from the sort of signings that we're bringing in now, the structure's completely changed, and the sort of players that we're bringing in terms of the attributes, quality is good, bro. So I didn't mind seeing him getting a chance. Why not?
To be honest, he didn't get the chance. The big moment
First
I
game of
would-
the season
Go on.
against Liverpool, he didn't get the chance.
29.
He didn't.
He
That's not
should've-
up to me. That's not up to me though. Poch picked Gallagher.
But then
I
that
would've picked
backs up my
Santos.
point to the fact that he isn't ready. Because if he was ready, he'd get that chance in that game. He didn't even come off the bench.
He was never going to play. Hold on, Tom. He was never going to play. He was never going to
deliver
Wait,
the
Tom.
minerals and keep spitting.
Wait. Hold on, Cass. Let me land. He was never going to start ahead of a guy that's been playing in the Premier League for how many years now in Gallagher. That was never going to happen up against Liverpool. Bro. It was never going to happen. So let's not be disingenuous.
I'm not arguing that.
That's a new word everyone's using, by the way. I've clocked this. This is a new buzzword, disingenuous. Every fucking
He's been
time.
disingenuous.
I never
in what world?
Say it one more time, you get a hat trick of him.
But Tom, if he spoke to me before the game,
I never mentioned them starting. I mentioned it off the bench. Ogachukwu had been in the Premier League. He'd never even played in the Premier League. He'd moved to Chelsea about a week before he played. I can't even say his name. Like, I
He did
apologize.
better than I would have done with it, bro.
I'll call him Leslie. I'll call him Leslie.
Name, but he got the nod ahead of Andre Santos, who apparently had a blinder of a pre-season. That to me is telling, because I had to look at what we done in that game. Albeit we have worse depth.
It's one game, bro.
No, but in that
You
same
might have
game,
wanted
we
a little
put
bit more
fucking
physicality.
Bendo.
Leslie's like 6'3", bro.
Hold on, how many games did you have in pre-season?
No. Daps, he's walked into the trap because Don. I remember when we were on a show and he was telling me Andre Santos looks like a physical monster. He wins his duels,
but
now
not with Leslie. Bro, Leslie's like 6'4", bro. Leslie's like 6'4".
Oh no, that guy is taller than the ends earth, mate. He's taller than basketball players.
He's massive. So of course,
massive.
Pause. But he's gonna get in ahead of Santos if he wants to be physical, innit? Let's be real.
You saved me there. Can I land a little bit, because this feels like a episode of Hijack where the plane just keeps going and going and going.
Can we just likes? We haven't said about the likes, people. The like button. Can we press the like button? I don't know how many likes we've got. I don't know. There'll be some people that comment after the show saying the reason why you don't get likes is because you asked for likes. That isn't the reason. But people, please, can you hit the like button? If you hit it now and get those likes up, we won't have to ask you again. So please help the channel. It's one of those nights where Big Six has just been on, so the numbers are a little bit lower. So we need you to press the like button to help us get up there. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. We need the likes today, so please give us likes. Thank you. Now, Cass, please come in and land, sir.
I need to crash land this plane, because Don needs to get a bit of a reality bit, like to life as a Chelsea fan right now. Every single one of those Brazilians that you brought in, the plan is to get them sold as quick as possible.
I've been saying this though.
Oh, yeah, I know, but like you say, Andre Santos is good enough. I think he's got wicked potential.
In my opinion, I think he is.
I watched Chelsea pre-season. He was definitely your best midfielder. Casadei is probably another one who I think is a bit more long-term for you. But every Brazilian is there to get sold. He's not going to fit in that Chelsea.
Not every.
We've got £165 million in worth of DM plus a Leslie. So where you would say Leslie's going on loan, I believe. So I still believe Lavia can be used as an 8. And I think that might be the case. And I look at him like that. I look at him a little bit differently as a hybrid 8 anyways. So that's why I think Leslie's future is Ogachukwu. Thank you, Tom. It's definitely got a future of some sort. I think Santos will be a top player, but sometimes you got to think you can't always herd in the many top talents in one squad, especially when they play the same position, especially when you've got multiple of them. We talk about Casado, Lavia, and how their potential is absolutely skyrocket. You can't fit an Andre Santos in there either. It's not going to bode well with some attacking talent. This is not even a Chelsea stream, by the way. This is Don. Just can't wait to talk about Chelsea in his football club, and I rate it. And you
brought it up.
And you Terry to make themselves sound a lot better to the audience. So, and he doesn't even probably know half the words he says. Go look in the dictionary if you don't know what Don's saying. I'm pretty sure he's a smart guy. Just lying, by the way.
Just to be clear, I have no idea. He bamboozles me every time. I'm like,
yeah, don't worry. Daps actually got his education in Bedford, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, we move on. Liverpool Football Club. Let's talk about Mo Salah and obviously Suits. Big up for the super chat as well. It says 21 is coming. Even I don't believe that.
Neither does he, man.
Wait, hold on, Cass. Before you move on, I just realised Santos plays against you, man. Santos is playing against you, man, this weekend.
Is he going to be registered in time for them?
Is he good enough for Forest? Is he good enough for Forest? Will he play?
I hope he is.
He'll be on the bench.
I hope he is.
Oh, what? So he's not good enough for Forest yet, no?
We'll see.
No, he'll probably from knowing what Steve Cooper does. Oh, is that his name? Steve Cooper?
Yeah.
For knowing what he does, he always, I don't know, even Verlanger, even he's starting him on the bench a little bit, and you look at what's on the wing, like Dennis, and you're like, bro, they're garbage. Like, what's the point? So I think he comes off the bench. It's not probably good to even play a guy like that straight away.
It's true.
At Man United, an away game. You want to introduce them more in a home game maybe.
Yeah, definitely not experienced
why they
enough. He
play
hasn't
against
played
Liverpool.
enough. He hasn't played enough men's football yet to warrant a start for Forest.
With 4 likes off of 200, man. Let my OCD get there quick. But yeah, I like Santos from what I can see, and I think it'll be from what I can see, it's
I
definitely
don't
got.
think Santos starts, you know.
He'll start for you, mate.
I
But
don't
what's
think
it
it's ahead
called?
of the
He'll start for you, mate. But what's it called? Moving on, Mo Salah. Tom, talk about him, mate, because the rumors are that he's actually, before David Ornstein came out, and before he said Liverpool saying it's not for sale, there's no smoke without fire, right? So, it was reported by Sports Zone and Relevo that, the interest was there. And then obviously now they're saying about $240 million per season. Agreed terms. That's mental, man. For 3 years, that's nearly £1 billion. You might be able to afford your club soon for the state it's in. But yeah, man, what are you saying on that? I don't personally believe he's going to get sold, but this must make you think as a Liverpool fan, knowing with FSG the way, even if it's now or next year, it must think what's going to even be the planning around it, right? Surely.
Oh no, I've always had this feeling that this was Salah's last season at the football club, especially once the Saudi money started appearing and was actually serious. I knew we would be able to keep hold of him for one more year, but once he moves into the final year of his contract, it would just all line up to get 60, 70, 80 mil for him, get his wages off the book, let him get his big payday out back in Saudi Arabia. We have to keep him this year because he will be the difference in getting us back into the Champions League. And getting back into the Champions League is the most important thing for this football club, especially as we move into the coefficient ranking sort of thing where you get in based on your coefficient. If we can secure a spot this year, the coefficient gets strengthened. We should be locked in for another couple of years at that point. Losing Salah will be a big, big blow because there's no one player who can replace him in world football. There's no one winger who is going to put up his numbers in our system off the right wing. So we'd have to go about trying to replace him by buying 2 or 3 players. Do I trust the football club to do that? No, because the football club had one job this summer to buy an actual competent DM, and we are on the 24th of August.
Can I ask you something, Tom? Do you really think that Mo Salah is the difference to you getting top 5 and not getting top 5? Really?
Yes.
That's a partly question.
So you no. But you think that if Mo Salah leaves, Man United are better than you, Spurs or Chelsea? Do you think that?
Arsenal, Man City. Newcastle. I reckon Tottenham could do us to it because I think their squad's more settled, and you could easily see Newcastle or Chelsea beating us out to it. Ultimately, Mo Salah for us is worth 40 goals and assists a season. He's worth the equivalent of 40 goals a season for us, whether that's scoring them or assisting them. If we were to sell him now,
the reason I'm asking that, Tom, if Mo Salah, the offer is 100 million euros now. I know that there is no player now.
That's how much they've offered him.
Yeah, no. That's how much they offered
Liverpool.
Oh, to buy him.
100 million euros.
Oh, right.
If he plays this year and he doesn't get 20 goals and he has 1 year left at his contract, how much do you think you'll get for him?
By the virtue of the fact that Al Hilal paid £50 million for Mitrovic, I'm expecting 130 plus. I don't care because
so they already offered. He's 31 years old, Tom. They offered him this year. They offered you this year 100 million. I am thinking that next year is going to be less. Of course, logically, it's going to be less.
Next year, you're looking at 80 to 100. I still expect close to that amount of money because Mohamed Salah is an infinitely better player than half of the shit they've bought this year.
Yeah,
and also, it is relevant. The marketable side of it as well is very, very, very important.
We will lose a lot of money when.
So that's what I think. I think the market next year might not be as crazy as this year. It might not be crazy as this year. It might not. They offered you, and Saudi Arabia might be at that point already like kind of saturated, and they already got the league going. They might offer you 50 million for him. He'll be 32 years old, 1 year left. The money that you got from Coutinho, you were able to rebuild a little bit of your squad. And I think if you don't sell him this year, you might miss out on a chance of actually selling him at all. You might lose him on a free in 2025. And I think now there are other players that you can get. They might not replace Mo Salah, but you don't think that you can get somebody who will give you 10 goals and you still go in the Champions League? Because with Mo Salah or without Mo Salah, you're not winning the Premier League, are you? You're not.
Don't you think though it's a similar kind of thing to Harry Kane? Like they got to look at life beyond Salah and Salah's goals and start building around it.
100%. That's something this football club has to consider. But ultimately, if they were considering this, they should have went for it earlier in the summer. If they'd sold Salah in June, if they were getting 120 for Salah in June, and they were able to get me a Moussa Diaby, and they were saying that's your replacement. He's not there yet, but he's a player who's got all the attributes he can develop at the football club. Then I'd sit there and go, okay, I can see it. I can see you've made a hefty ton of profit on him. You've bought me in the replacements, and now you've got a lot more money to work with to fix the problem areas. The fact of the matter is, we are a week until the deadline, and the only option left is a fucking 20-year-old from PSV. That is the only option left for us.
Do you know, I think just quickly on
Kudu scored a hat trick. You can just go and grab.
Tom, how about Jared Bowen? That's the type of players that your owners like, innit? Maybe Jared Bowen.
Who's better, Jared Bowen or Gallagher? Who's better, Jared Bowen or Gallagher?
You reckon at this point, if we sell Mo Salah for 120 and we walk to West Ham, they're not asking for 80.
Yeah,
they're not sitting there laughing in our face and going.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing. I think the issue you've got, right? So I can see both sides. I can see the reason the board wouldn't want to is because I think all hell breaks loose if they let Salah go. I think that's it. I think not only the fans, and I don't just mean the fans that have already gone mad. I mean all the top Reds, the Anfield lot. I think they go mad. I think also there's a chance that Klopp might go, do you know what? I've had enough of this as well now. And at the end of the season, I'm going to go. However, there is the thing that at the moment there's pressure on FSG to put the hand in their pockets and spend some of their money potentially. Yeah, they sell Salah, they can spend money and say, "Look, we're buying new players," without actually putting the hand in their pocket again. So I think, and that's the thing. I think you're at risk. I think Klopp ultimately will have had a meeting with them today and said, "You can't let this guy go. Like you let this guy go, I'm walking." Because I think the knock-on effect with, if I'm being honest, if Salah goes. Who next? Virgil and Alisson? I wouldn't rule it out. If Salah goes, anyone can go from that team. Anyone could follow him out the door.
Do you like Mo Salah, Tom?
If Salah goes, you're waving away. Look, we are not favourites for this title. Far from it. But ultimately, we have the difference makers that title challengers should have. And
you're right.
If we had all the luck go our way, you could very easily see ourselves end up there. You've got a player who can get
run a form, run a form, 100.
You've got a centre back who was at one point the best in the world. You've got a goalkeeper who is still arguably the best in the world. You've got some of the best creators in the division. If everything goes right, you're up there. If you get rid of Mo Salah this summer, you're not going to replace him properly. Therefore, any opportunity that you would have had to win the title is gone. You say bye bye to it the moment he goes out.
If the club likes Mo Salah, they have to let him go.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
What? Hold on. What?
No, they don't.
Hold on. Are you meaning if the clubs literally like him as a person?
Yeah, as someone who give a lot to the club and that much money is coming on the table.
Who do you mean by the club? You mean FSG?
Even your FSG.
Do you think the FSG give a shit about the players? Bro?
Okay, what about how much he given to the club?
Do you think FSG give a shit about what players given to the club? No,
what about Jurgen Klopp? If it's Pep, let me ask you something. If it's Pep, would he let a player go if there's that much money offered?
Yeah, he would. And I think, do you know what? I think Jurgen might as well. However much I hate him,
that's how
But bro, we have to remember, however much people want to say Jurgen Klopp's powerful and got this power at Liverpool, I'm sorry, even with Pep don't have power over Khaldoon. Right? And Klopp don't have power over FSG. Like these, you got to remember these owners of every single football, and I mean every single football club, even clubs. I mean Chelsea, City, United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and probably most Premier League clubs. Yeah, the guys that own these clubs are filthy rich. They're not used to the words no, right? They're not used to. They're used to doing what they want. They're not going to think about, oh, well, you know what? It's a good thing. What the hell's that you got there? It's not stressful. What's that, Mo?
No, that's a mask.
Oh, do you know what? Anyway, So, wait, so I don't think. I think you're right with Pep and Klopp that they.
A mask. I found it on the table.
It's like
I thought you had a rubber chicken for some reason. Anyway,
I got. There's too many things here at the table. Look at this. 1, 2.
Look, hold on. How many stress balls?
Flipping
No,
away.
this is the tennis ball.
He's more stressed about the Salah situation than me.
I've got a theory. Can someone and tell me if I'm actually dumb for actually thinking it's like be critical if anything. I got a feeling the way Klopp's acted recently, especially through pre-season, even to the fans saying don't sing my name and all this kind of stuff, yada yada. I got a feeling he has a plan to leave at the end of the season, regardless. I think it's now
the team for Pep Linders.
I think now is the time. I think for him to move on for himself. I think he already knows he's moving on. I think that even the club knows he's going to move on, and whoever's going to come in now is going to take over. He's trying to probably build and set a team for whoever else is going to come through. Jorge Schmadtke's he's only got a short stint, so a new director of football will be coming in. That's director of football.
What's his name?
Jorge Schmadtke.
Schmadtke, the biggest fucking joker.
Anyone else want to have a go?
Where'd you bring him from? Where'd you bring him from?
He was retired.
Guys, I don't get. Seriously, do we think that the owners wouldn't let Mo Salah go for 100 million
next season? He would.
Right, but based it on what?
Not
There's two things.
No.
Based on 100 million for his age, yeah. But when you were saying that based on if they like him, not a chance.
No. I didn't mean about them, but Jurgen Klopp. If the owners don't care, the owners are content with Champions League football. For them, it's money. Making Champions League football means money for them.
Yeah, but without Klopp, that's the thing.
So that's the thing. If Jurgen Klopp shouldn't let him go.
But the owners, I think, right. So I think the owners would look at Henderson and would look at Fabinho and think, yeah, we can let them go because that hasn't got that much of an influence. Although personally, I think Fabinho might. The owners, I don't think, would look at that and go, this has got a big influence on whether we get Champions League football or not. But, well, Mo Salah has a big influence on whether they get Champions League football or not. With Mo Salah, we're talking, I don't know, but I would say off the top of my head, his average GA a season for the last 5 seasons has been 30 plus, right?
Yes.
It's 34.
Right. So
crazy.
That is a massive. And the thing is, let's be clear, in the 2 seasons where Liverpool had their worst seasons, Salah still was probably hitting those numbers, right? That's a consistent thing with Salah. Don't matter how the rest of the team are performing, he's still hitting those numbers. If they let him go, that could be Champions League football down the drain. Now, 100 million back in maybe June, they would have had enough time, but it's not. We've got 8 sleeps, bro. It's like waiting for Christmas. We've got 8 sleeps. The shops are going to shut soon. Like there's not
enough time, and there's not
enough on the shelf.
For us
yeah,
to true. So we're in a position where we have
what you said about Moussa Diaby, Tom, is literally what I said on the terrace earlier. I said right now Liverpool in the pickle because they're hoping that Salah says no to the move. Because right now, if he says yes, you're gonna have.
I don't even think it matters about
Salah with the
no, but what I'm saying is what I'm saying is, you have said no for now, but what I'm saying is it all lies in Salah because he's not pushing for it. But if he says he wants to leave, then you're going to have to sell him.
No,
in my opinion.
Don, if he says he wants to go, we're just going to tell him no. Because there is no time left for it.
That's how it works.
We've done it before.
Ungrateful cunts.
Whoa!
You are too English now.
He's the one who signed the contract. He didn't have to sign the contract, did he? He's the one who signed the contract. Tough shit.
I swear Saudi paying cash as well. 100 million cash, Tom, up front.
Because it's pointless. Seriously, how much it is up front. It's genuinely pointless. Because
with all due respect, are we mad? 200 million pounds for the player that gave you everything, and you're telling me you want to keep him for 1 season?
Yeah, because I'm not a Mo Salah fan, I'm a Liverpool fan.
Oh my god.
Sorry, are you just aware that you just dropped the C-bomb? People, sorry, there's only 254 there's only 254 likes. A year ago, Mo wouldn't have said bloody, right? He's now just dropped the C-bomb. Can we get the likes up to 300 likes for Mo dropping the C-bomb live on Never a Foul?
Wow. Is that the first time he's done it as well?
This is a proud moment.
I hope so.
That word is.
I am.
No more Magnum for you, young man.
It's the way you said it as well, so casually, bro.
My Egyptian, bro.
He smiled about it afterwards. He was proud of himself. He said it, then sat there like, yes. Yeah, I said it.
when Mbappe was offered the money, Mbappe that is 23 years old or 24 years old was offered not much money. People said, yes, go for a year. Mo Salah is 31 years old. This is it for him. 200 million. Samuel Eto'o in 2011, after Inter won the treble, went to the Muratti. You guys remember the billionaire that used to own Inter, and told him, listen, Angie, you remember Angie, the Russian club, are offering me 30 million a year. We wanted him. He scored 30 goals. And he said, this is my future, my family's future. Let me go. Inter let him go. Because sometimes money is way more than, I'm sorry, money for, listen, this is 200. We're not talking about 30 million here and there. I'm talking about, Tom, 200 million pounds for this guy. This is a lot of money, Tom. Think about it from the player's perspective.
That's fine, but we're the ones with the power. He's the one who signed the contract. We're the ones with the power. It doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, for Liverpool Football Club, it is better off to keep Mohamed Salah.
You better hope it doesn't turn around and change his mind.
I don't understand. We had the same energy for Neymar. Remember Neymar with the money. Mbappe with the money. Everybody with the money. We said this is too much money to be turned.
And let's be real. Let's be real as well, Mo. Yeah, let's be real. When Saudi come calling and Salah said yes to them, they're gonna try push, and that's up front. That's up front.
So I would say Liverpool ask for 150, ask for 130.
I don't think
Liverpool,
it's worth it. I don't think it's worth.
But Mo,
I need them to. I need to sell it.
I'm only looking at it. I'm going to say one thing. I'm only looking at it from the player's perspective, Tom. To be honest.
Can I reply for you, Tom, a little bit? I'm going to back Liverpool. I think he's not even worth selling for 150 million because I just don't think you have enough. Because I think Liverpool I don't mean he's not actually worth 150 million. I mean, there's nobody else out. I'm seeing Declan Rice go for 105 million. You can
sell him for 150, but who you buying? Who you buying with 8 days ago?
This is what I say. Mo Salah right now for Liverpool Football Club is priceless, right? Priceless. You can't replace all them goals and assists that he's inevitably going to get, right? Even in bad form or good form, he's going to be immense for them, and he needs them to get them back in the Champions League, and then maybe he can then leave and take his and then go on from there with his career and Liverpool move on as a football club. I don't think he's the type that's going to push either. I think if they say just give us one more year to get your replacement, this is too sudden. We can't get an adequate enough replacement or adequate, whatever you want to pronounce it, by this in 8 more sleeps. It's not worth it. 150 million? Sometimes the grass isn't always greener. So
to be real, Tom.
Good argument, Cass. To be honest, that's a good argument. If you put it, yes,
To be real, Tom, I did say that. Listen, it's a bit too late now because they've come at the wrong time. Sorry, because you missed out on Musa Diaby. You could have got a player like that.
There is no replacement on the market for him. The point of the matter is, Liverpool Football Club have the power. On the player's side, you take the life-changing wealth, you take the chance to become the highest-paid footballer in the world, obviously. But I'm not Mohamed Salah. I have no actual love for Mohamed Salah. I'm a Liverpool fan, so I look at it from a Liverpool fan's perspective. So then I go, okay, what is the best thing for us? The best thing for us is having Mohamed Salah here and potentially losing out on £30 million on a transfer fee, £40 million on a transfer fee. But he guarantees us Champions League football next year. He leaves on good terms, and we end up having more time to identify his replacements. The matter of fact would be right now, if we were to sell him, we would have 5 days to find the replacements in a market where the best option is who? Jared Bowen.
This is why.
Can I ask a question and let you guys talk? I ask a question. These links have been going since June, Cass. Me and you talked about this in June. You remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that? So Liverpool know that there has to be something coming. So as people that I'm sure they have something in the back of their minds lined up, because it happened in June, it happened in July, and it's happening again. Saudi, this is the 3rd time they come for Mo Salah. Liverpool always respond, he's not for sale, but you're sure that has to be someone like as a I hate to say competent people, business people, they have to have something in the back of their head. There is an alternative plan.
What I will say is the one thing I will give FSG not credit because they don't deserve any credit, but the one thing I will say FSG do is whenever they have a player who they want to keep, they keep the player. We kept Luis Suarez.
For too long. You keep the player for too long.
For another year.
Yeah,
in a lot of cases, yeah. But in the cases of like Luis Suarez, we kept him for a year longer. He had the
Coutinho,
best season of his career.
the same.
Coutinho. So while, yes, there is the worry that if you keep Salah, if you block his move, he goes, oh my God, I'm fuming, I'm this and that and the other. There's also the case that he goes, okay, well, I've been at Liverpool for 7 years. The fans love me. I'll do one more really good year, and I've got a gentleman's agreement that I can go next summer. There's no sign that the Saudi money's just going to suddenly dry up. So there's no... Yes, he might not get 350 grand a day. I think that's what the current offer is worth, 350 grand a day. He might not get that next year.
350 grand.
I know, it's mental. It's absolutely mental. He probably will get that next year.
Well.
No, what do you mean?
He probably won't get that next year, but ultimately, we need him. We need him for this upcoming season.
My head, bro. I'm dizzy, bro. 350.
Yeah,
this goes back to the theory, though. This goes back to my theory. A new director of football comes in. I think a new manager will come in. I think Klopp ultimately takes over Ancelotti at Real Madrid.
That's where I was going to go.
And then I say
we're setting up for the next manager.
Ben Doku needs Salah to stay this season because he's finally getting integrated into the first team as well. And that's why I think it's more valuable than the money. I think Ben Doku is going to be a superstar. Maybe in the next, maybe 2, 3. I think for his age, 3 years time, he's going to look like one of the best. I think there's one more player that could come in, and I think there's only if I'm thinking of a direct replacement. I said it on Monster's show, and I'm going to say it here again. And I think you should be wise to go spend on someone like Adeyemi, who I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. You can clearly see he comes from.
For Moussa Diaby. I don't care how much more we got to pay for him. I go back in for Moussa Diaby.
Adeyemi, he's got the pace, and I know he's not a finished product, but we got to think you're trying to rebuild because you can't replace. It's a bit like Mahrez Gundo leaving, but you have to rebuild that with youngsters that can fill into those gaps and eventually become those roles again. You know, so I look at Salah. You can't replace Salah with nobody in the world. So I think Ben Doku would definitely have a good shot next 2-3 years.
And Vinny, right?
But Adeyemi, I think by the time he has another year of football with Dortmund, he's about 19 or something like that. Pace, raw pace. He's very strong for his age as well. Like
he's a good shot. He's a good shot, Casino.
He comes from a grounded family as well, and I think he would do well to go somewhere like Liverpool. And I would hate him to go there.
That's not our recruitment model. Our recruitment model is your family has to have been poor growing up. You have to be in. Waiting on when your next meal's arriving. That's the big thing Liverpool football.
Actually, then again, if you want to do that, then go check his story out because he was very open about him and his family and everything along them lines. And I don't think he struggled like that, but he does talk about how much family members he does have and etc. etc. A bit like Caicedo wanting to feed everyone.
He can get Cole Palmer on a loan or something. He can buy Cole Palmer.
I'm trying to think. See, I don't know. There's going to be another couple gems this year that are going to pop up that we don't know. That's an unknown entity that we're going to look at and think like he's the next dog's bollocks. And I think Adeyemi is just one of them where I feel like if you get your 100 million for Salah eventually, even next year, that's someone you can go and buy. And Dortmund are a feeder club, and they're definitely you can definitely go and do it. It's just
Adeyemi, somebody got to consider.
It's just one option though, but I think he's wicked. I can't lie. He's so. He's 21. So he's a good age.
I've had Moussa Diaby earmarked for a number of years now. I've sat there and said he is your Salah replacement. He's the closest in play style you're going to get to Mo Salah. And the fact that he's went this summer is a fucking gut punch because he's going to be so
Moussa Diaby
now. Yeah, Moussa Diaby, the one who's went to Villa now.
This is Aston Villa we're talking about. If they have a failed season in the league, especially, I mean, it's going to cost a shitload, but go get it done. You look at Paquetá. He went to West Ham, won a cup. You saw City still going in for 85 million. Doesn't matter. You got to pay up the money if you want him. And that was later in the window, by the way, not even before. You know, so you can if you really want him, I'm pretty sure. You know, I wanted him.
He's who I've got earmarked. He's who I've got earmarked as the replacement, but ultimately, I don't think the football club should be selling Salah this season because on a purely footballing level, on a purely Liverpool level, it does us more harm than good. We need to get back into the Champions League. Mohamed Salah gives us the best stand to get back into that. Mohamed Salah could win us the Premier League title. I'm not saying he will because everything needs to go our way to do it, but Mohamed Salah can be the difference maker in winning you a Premier League title. No one who you buy between the 26th of August and the 1st of September is going to do that for this football club. No one. So there is no point in selling him. And even if you're saying, well, then you get the money in. You get the money into Liverpool. Whoop-de-doo. That money should be spent on buying new fucking contractors for the stand because apparently we've got to pay more for that because the company we were using in the past have now went bust. So that new stand that we were building, this lovely new stand, we've now got no workers working on it because the company that we paid to do it have went bust. How are we paying a company that's went bust? How is a company who we are paying weekly went bust? I don't know. But ultimately, that is the stone cold fact. We wouldn't reinvest that Salah
They
money.
did say it's
We
going to be
wouldn't do it.
completed within the next few months, though, didn't they?
They originally said it was going to be ready in October. Then it got pushed back to the end of October, and now it's pushed back to November-ish time.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's only a stand, isn't it? But yeah, no, I was going to say, so I was going to ask another question. I thought about it as well. For anyone to say, let's say if, I don't, it's not going to happen. I don't know it's not going to happen, but never say never, right? If he does leave and you did get someone in, where does Liverpool realistically finish? Because Mont seems to believe they'll still finish above us, you know. But where do you really
where's
finish?
above you?
Like, I feel like we're definitely finishing in, well, now that Man City got Doku and Guy and Mateus Nunes, my thing changes now instantly. And I still think we end up finishing third, even after a crap start, because I don't think we're going to stay bad, innit? But without Mo Salah, I think you lot finish 6th or 7th. I'm going to be so real. I think he's too integral.
We scraped that last Champions League spot on coefficients. That's what we do. We scraped that last Champions League spot.
I don't know, man. I said I think 6th. I like your front three. I mean, and everything. But without Mo Salah, I just think you just lost. With
ultimately, a lot of pressure ends up falling on the likes of Diaz and Jota and Gakpo.
It's about to say that.
It's whether those can step up. In this case, it would be hoping that one of them does. If one of them is able to step up and we're able to find a new best front three, I reckon you get 5th, 4th. 4th is the ultimate best case scenario, i.e. a number of teams around you have really bad seasons and you capitalise on it. For me, that I've said it all summer long. Whilst I do expect us to get Champions League via the league, my priority this season has always been you're in the Europa League, you go and win that Europa League. I'm not accepting anything other than winning that Europa League with Salah or without Salah, because Mo Salah wouldn't be playing the majority of the Europa League games anyway. You'd be giving them minutes to Ben Doku, you'd be giving them minutes to Harvey Elliott. So if you were to lose Mo Salah, yes, you might not have him for the final, you might not have him for the semi-final, but you should still be good enough to beat Europa League teams to that trophy. That's the stone cold matter of fact. And maybe we are able to get someone through the door on deadline day. They're not going to be as good as Mo Salah, because let's face it, no one is as good as Mo Salah available on the market at this point in time. But maybe they paper over the cracks for now. You should not be letting go of Mo Salah.
I actually think even if you let Mo Salah go and you get a decent DM, I don't know who, by the way, the Corey, it's all right. I think he's still finishing the top 5, in my opinion. Your team is good enough. I think it's just, to be honest with you, Gakpo showed signs of being a very good footballer. I don't trust Nunes, but I trust Diaz to get goals. Jota, McAllister playing behind them. I think it's not bad.
It's replacing his output. It's replacing his output. I don't think people realise how mental what Mo Salah done.
You just seen it
until he goes.
What's happened?
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it.
What did I do? Something?
You don't win friends with salad. 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 You don't win friends with salad.
Sorry, I just sat here giggling to myself. Salah just kept reminding me of that clip from The Simpsons.
Oh god, I'm so childish.
But ultimately, I don't think people will truly appreciate what Mo Salah's achieved.
But do you trust your manager to at least compensate for them? No. You are on a 13 game. You are on a 13 game without a loss. 13 game streak without a loss. You don't think that you can win the 1-0s, 2-0s, and all these games?
Mo, let me just ask you. Let me just ask Mo a question. out of that 13 game run, if you were to take Mo Salah out, how many of them games do we still win?
I don't know how many games you won. I don't know how many games you won. I still think you don't lose these games. Still.
So, just going off the top of my head, it went from about Arsenal. Arsenal, you lose because he scored in that game. So you take away his goal, you lose. What was the next one? You had Leeds. That's all right because he smashed them 6-1.
You had a 1-0 win against Fulham, which he scored in, so you dropped points there. You had a 1-0 win against Brentford, which we scored in, so you dropped points there.
You're making it like if Mo Salah is gone, you're gonna play with 10 men.
No, but Mo,
Like someone else is gonna play. You know what I mean?
Mo, the matter of fact is,
bro, it's not a record.
the matter of fact is, Mo, our next right winger is 17-year-old Ben Doku.
But you know that's not gonna happen. You know that Jota's gonna play the. You know
Jota's
that.
shit on the right wing. He's barely passable on the left, and that's his natural position. He's crap on the right.
You know it's not
Our
gonna.
system
You know
relies
it's.
on our
You
left
know it. You know it's not gonna be Bindo. You know that.
It's going to be
But
Harvey
anyway.
Elliott, and that's not even better.
I am
The
sure
matter
you're
of
gonna
fact
go.
is,
But anyway, long story short, if Mo Salah goes, I think we'll discuss it more. But to be honest with you, I think it's mental that Liverpool Football Club are not trying at least to entertain the offer they have just because of the guy's sake. Like 200 million is a lot of money. If this was like 50, 40 million,
we've had the charity case
you're a
already.
fan. You are a fan.
We've done the charity case summer already. We gave Jordan Henderson 700 grand a week. He's never going to see that money ever again in his life. We've done charity FC. We don't need to keep doing it. At one point, we've got to sort of go, okay, let's look at ourselves now instead of looking at Jordan Henderson or Fabinho. For us, we're better off with Mo Salah.
Yeah, okay. Let me do this super chat and then it's good. 240 million. I'll go yesterday. Well, anybody will.
I'll join you, mate. Give me
not 200. Give me 1 million.
Give me like a thousandth of it. Give me like a thousandth of it. I'll probably still be.
I'll go. Salah's wage will be 3.6 million a week.
Yeah, but then he'll probably have some of them mad ones as well. Where if he tweets about the country, then he gets like another 400 bags.
Wait, hold on, guys. Hold on. I just saw a tweet about Balogun, and apparently he's going to be the most expensive player that Arsenal have sold.
To Monaco.
Balogun's going to be the most expensive player that's sold.
Did they get all the money? Did they get the 50 million from Monaco?
Nah, they didn't get 50. It's 45 million euros. Yeah, it's about 40 million.
45 million euros?
Yeah. It's gone down. It's gone down.
Oh, that's not that good.
God,
No,
Arsenal
you're not great. That's not great. That's not great.
No, I'm not saying it's great, but I'm saying I'm surprised. I'm thinking, wait, they've only sold someone worth what, 40 million? That's the most that they've sold.
Who is there?
Oh, man, surely we've bought players. We used to buy players off them for fun.
Like Sagnar. How much do you pay for him?
Probably less, to be fair. It's quite a while ago, wasn't it?
Is Alex Iwobi their record sale?
40 million.
Yeah, 40 million. Yeah, he is.
Wow.
Why are you surprised, Tom?
Hey, that's a desert over there, man. They can't sell. They used to get rid of players for free as well. Like,
how much?
That is an absolute. Sorry, no. Arsenal Football Club are a joke of an institution. If their best ever sale is fucking Alex Iwobi.
What's your best ever sale?
Well, at least you can't ever call them a selling club, right? You can't call them a selling club.
150
they used to get finesse. That's why Daps. They used to get finesse.
I mean, I thought Ronaldo, I suppose, but it's still not great.
We've got Hazard.
Arsenal are a selling
real
club.
bad. Yeah, we're
Arsenal are 100% a selling club. They're just really shit at their job. They can't do it. They're just bad at it. They've had some immense football over the years, and yet their record sale is 45 million. Jeez, right, we got 50 million pounds for Fernando Torres.
At least they've still got their right.
In Solanke, mate.
At least they're definitely still going to have their right winger, though, right, Tom?
Nicholas Pepe, is he still there?
Don't talk too early because right now we're looking at Barcola, innit? PSG, we're looking at him. We're looking at him as well. So
Don, you're right. You know, Don. You know the time. You guys know that the time they sold
Chelsea. We were about Arsenal. How we end up back on Bradley Barcola to Chelsea?
Because Chelsea want
blame
everybody.
that for bringing me in again.
Chelsea want anyone that's got a fancy
I
name.
didn't mention Chelsea. I did not mention Chelsea then at all.
You mentioned Saka.
Anyway, Arsenal really
Saka.
can't sell players.
How the hell Saka to anything to do with Chelsea?
Oh my god! I've slagged off Arsenal. Oh my god! Alex Iwobi isn't the record sale.
Who is it?
Oxlade-Chamberlain to Wuzzes.
Oh. How much was it? How much?
Oh, yeah, I for at least one stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, so they
€4
managed to sell Ox for you, and how many seasons did he actually manage to play for you in full?
Did he even play 100 games? I'm going to check it right now.
No full seasons.
Chamberlain went for more than Iwobi.
Yeah, Iwobi went for 30.4 million euros. Do you want to know who their second record sale ever is? Nicholas Anelka.
in 1999.
Let's see
Well,
how
it
many
doesn't matter.
Balogun's for what, 40 million pounds?
So you've got
What?
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Oh my word! This is piece of shit, innit?
Yeah, you've seen it now, Kaz, haven't you? You've got
What?
Ox, then you've got Anelka, then you've got Sanchez, then you've got Fabregas, then you've
I'm
got
not
Van
talking about. I'm
Persie.
talking about. How can
Van
this guy?
Persie.
How can this guy? Yeah, from seven. No,
Van
if anything,
Persie.
if anything, yeah, Arsenal made a great deal there because from 17-18 to 22-23, how many years?
Oh, yeah,
That's 6 years. He made 146 appearances only and 6,500 minutes only.
Mhm.
Oh my god, 6,600 minutes.
To be fair, if I want to defend Ox, which is a very hard thing for me to do because he used to piss me off, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain did miss the entirety of 18-19. So
Boy,
you wiped that year off.
That's a bad stat. 6,600 minutes for 6 years. That's 1,000 minutes per year. Whatever,
Damn.
mate. 1.1.
What season was that when he was balling, Tom, and then he got injured?
17-18, his first season.
That was actually a full season
Yeah.
for him. He played 32 games, but he didn't play a lot, like as in minutes.
Yeah, no, he got injured in the first leg of the semi-final.
Yeah, I remember that.
He scored a bang against City in there as well that season.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, Ox, yeah, he did.
Back
In like the 5th minute or something as well.
He
I
used to
remember
be our difference maker against City because he was actually offered pace against their midfield.
Was that the same-
that one time in Bandcamp. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
What season was that, Tom?
Beyond
When he
that,
banged
we
it
were
against when he banged it against Arsenal? What season was that? I think it was the Carabao Cup.
That was 1920. That was the year we won the title.
Enough about Arsenal.
Oh,
Anyway.
remember the year you won that title?
Yeah, I've got to cling on to that because we're not doing it anytime soon.
That one year, this one time at Bandcamp again.
Chonbei says Al Hilal will come for Pep or Klopp. I don't think Pep will go to Saudi. I don't think Every will. I don't think money moves either of them, to be fair.
Where do you guys think Klopp will go next?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Husam says PIF directly talking about Newcastle. PIF directly involved. There's no limit to their offer to Liverpool being sent in excess of 100 million. Oh, so maybe not pounds, not euros. In my opinion, 50-50 at the moment. PIF is the people that own.
It's a Saudi investment fund.
Private investment funds. Yeah.
Private investment fund.
Saudi can offer 100 bill. I'm not accepting.
Go on.
Go ahead, Tom. Tom, you're saying something. I don't know.
No, it's just saying that he'll accept 100 mil. Do you know what? I'll accept 100 mil for anyone that wants to smash the like button. So please, we're on 356. Can we get these likes up to 400? There's going to be a lot of you watching it right now. If you just look at the thumb, if it isn't like lit, please just tap it quickly and make it lit. Even if we can get up to 400, please, that would be a lot. And I'm going to try and deal with this live.
Yes, reverse the conversation.
You sounded like a
Tom.
You sound like a very out of date DJ. Then, if it's not lit already, let's make it lit.
Scream if you want to go faster.
So Tom, quickly before we move on to the Man City Arsenal thing, and if you get the DM, you keep the same squad now. You get a DM. Where do you think realistically you will finish? Can you challenge for the title? No. So you're only second. Okay.
Yeah, second is best case scenario. We don't have the chemistry.
But how come you're going to be second, not challenging for the title, while Arsenal's supposed to challenge for the title? So how is that going to work?
Because I don't think Arsenal will challenge for the title.
Oh, okay. Oh, actually, like at all?
No, I don't think.
Where do you have them finishing?
Second. It's between us and Arsenal for second or third. But it'll be like November 17-18 when it was like a 20-point difference. It won't be that big, but it'll be like 9 to 14 points between City and the rest.
Oh my god.
To be clear, there is no Man City Arsenal thing today. I think Mo just presumes when we talk on Man City that becomes Man City Arsenal beef. There's no Man City Arsenal.
It's not beef. Okay.
No, there's it's no conversation.
It's not beef. But the conversation for me is that
people are not about Arsenal. Why are you bringing us? It's about Man City. Why are you bringing Arsenal into it?
Because you'll have to compare something to something, right?
No, we're talking about Pep style with wingers.
A benchmark.
No, we're not talking about. We're talking about the winging style. No,
I misunderstood.
No.
I'm
having a good day today. I am having a good day today. I don't want no Man City Arsenal beef and everyone in the comments. In fact, you know what? At this point, you lot can check the likes now. I'm turning my screen off because I know they're just going to start talking a whole heap of madness at me. So,
no, all right,
well done, Mo.
I'm gonna do the.
I didn't do anything. Ty put this in the chat. He literally said, "Did Man City have the better window?" Than it's not me. And I thought the title reflects
On that note, I'm done.
Oh my god!
He's not done, by the way. He's probably going to get a drink. Can you do me a drink as well if you don't mind? Thanks. Because I just can tell by your voice. Yeah.
I like how Daps has the Man City background, and you just got a tree.
I like a more generic
He has a
background,
lot
for
of
a
them.
generic channel. I've got more than that. I've got I've got the Norwich scarf and everything in the back and Matt Busby way.
Who are those footballers on your shelf there?
Old England players and all that kind of stuff. Like Shearer.
So you're not embracing your United fan. You're just sort of being the neutral fan.
Well,
with the entire
yeah,
channel.
in a way, until you start talking on Man United and get me hot. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about City. Do you reckon from last year and as well? Do you reckon Pep is now looking to switch things up yet again because he doesn't like to be predictable? And after Doku, he was also targeting other direct wingers as well, like potentially to go grab. Do you reckon that Pep's going to eventually change things up tactically, especially now getting Nunes and now Doku? I think last thing that we did criticize them for last year was that they didn't have enough pace and maybe not enough direct players to run at teams when need be as a plan kind of B in a sense. So just to pick the Pep brain, do you think now we're going to see something brand new and that obviously Arteta will end up copying because he likes to copy?
Yeah. This is exactly what City needed last year.
And if so, what do you think it's going to be?
Last year with City, they were predictable. You knew what they were going to do, but stopping it is a different kettle of fish. Now this year, I think that you're going to go into games not knowing how they're going to set up. Having that option of direct, pure pace is always a benefit to a team. And look, I'm not going to sit there and say, "Oh, Jeremy Doku." I've never actually went out my way to watch Stade Rennes. Never. Don't ever want to watch. He good, but he clearly seems to be a player with a lot of pace, a lot of direct nature to his game. That on the right hand side, combined with a Foden or a Grealish on the left to be the more creative option. To me, that just seems like the perfect sort of combination. Some games you will need the slow down nature, the on the ball quality of a Grealish, of a Foden. Other games you'll need what Doku provides. And I think as well, Jeremy Doku and the way he plays could but could unlock another aspect to Haaland. I think at points last season, Erling Haaland was boxed in because both wingers needed to be on the ball to do their best thing. Doku and his threat of pacing behind will instantly force defences wider and a little bit deeper, which then creates more space for Haaland to operate in. I feel at points with City, Haaland makes the runs in behind, but because he's the only one doing it, they never pass to him because teams don't react to him. If you've got Haaland and Doku doing it, you can't just sort of stop. You can't just go, okay, we'll let him go, because you've got to you can't let both of them do it. So I believe that if you had Doku alongside an Eze, I think Eze's a better fit than a Nunes for what City want to do, but both will work. If you had Doku alongside a midfielder, I think City are arguably stronger than last season, which is a terrifying fucking prospect.
What do you think, Doc?
I think Doku will definitely help. Yeah, just to add to that as well, Tom. I think Doku will definitely help them beat a lot of low blocks as well. Obviously, right now they're missing out on KDB. When they're up against it, KDB's balls are perfect more time, and Haaland can get on the end of it. And right now, when you look at their midfield, there's no one really at that level. Obviously, you can't really talk about replacing KDB because it's difficult to do that. But it's a step in the right direction to bring in a guy like a Doku, because he can create in a different aspect, like you said, Tom. Stretching teams, getting in behind, whipping it in there for Haaland to get on the end of things. So it definitely adds a little bit more creativity on that side, man. Because Mahrez was giving them that, and he's gone now. So we just have to see. And obviously, City fans have to hope that Pep can get something out of Doku. But I think it's definitely going to be a good weapon for them, man. Different avenue now. I miss the days of City when they had like Sterling and Sane, running down the wings. Now they've got someone like that.
Leroy
He's
Sané
dangerous.
used to scare the shit out of me.
I bet he did.
I genuinely
By the
stand
way-
by it. Leroy Sané is the only City player I've been properly terrified of playing.
He was.
But do you know what I said? I
Yeah.
said to Cass, I said,
Baller.
by the way, a special one in HM saying I was rattled. If you lot actually thought that was me being serious, you have no idea. Literally, I'm not rattled at all. I just wanted to go and get a drink. So I said to Cass earlier in the window, I think he was saying he's not scared of City anymore, or it might have even been at the very back end of last season. And I said, we have to wait and see till the end of the season. But I get what he's saying, that going forward, I don't think City look as scary last season as they did like in the Centurion season, like that era with Sané and Sterling. We don't look as scary, but ultimately we look more effective because we just won a treble. So no one can tell me and I got asked the question last season, which one's better, last season's team or the Centurions? Well, ultimately a team that pretty much wins everything is the better team, right? I think we'd all agree on that. But going forward, it isn't as scary. But I don't know if maybe what Pep's looked at is he's looked at that season there, and he's looked at with Aguero, with Sané, with Sterling, and he's thought, yeah, do you know what? We've got the same way that everyone knows this season, a lot more teams are going to play with a low block against Arsenal because they saw the way they played last season.
Yep.
You have to be able to switch it up. So Arsenal, that's why Arteta is trying different things at the moment, so that he knows.
Just before I let you land, bro, yeah. Just one point as well. You know what reminded me? What made me actually think about that point was what I saw Sterling doing against West Ham, because they were playing a low block, but everything Sterling was doing, it reminded me of Sterling at City. So now I'm thinking, maybe Pep's trying to do the same thing with Doku.
And if you look at it, like, you've got to remember, before De Bruyne, David Silva was the guy that unlocked, right? David Silva was the guy that was working in the pockets more, a bit more like Foden will probably do, and he was unlocking. It was Sterling, and Sterling was playing those intricate passes with David Silva, running onto them, cutting the ball back. So there's one way to say that if Pep's going out and getting wingers, that we might be thinking, do you know what? We're going to go back to that. But I don't think it's a case of going back. I think what you've got now is if you've got directness, you could play Grealish. The way Pep usually plays in the last season or two is one winger that is more about ball retention, about drawing players out of position. That's Grealish. That's what he does. He drags players out of position, will bring 2-3 defenders over to him, then cut the ball back to someone else. But then on the other side, you have Mahrez if you wanted more directness. Now, I think with Grealish and Bernardo, you've got two players that can play on the left and right and can maybe slow the game down, drag players out of position, then bring other players in. But then we've got Doku who can come in, or Cole Palmer who can come in and provide directness. So I just think at the moment what Pep's doing is getting more tools, and I said this last summer, is getting more tools in the toolbox so that we can change the game if we need to. And I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and that's where it comes into it, that you're less predictable now going forward. You can change up your game. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Because I've noticed sometimes, City love to try and get teams to come onto us. We try and pass the ball about at the back to invite teams to come and press us. Because then at that point, having the pace of Doku, having Cole Palmer on, having Haaland on to run behind. But we've got to be real. If there's no space behind because teams are playing a low block, it's very difficult for players like Doku to make the most of their pace because there's nowhere to run into. And that's where people are going to have to be patient, because with Sterling, I always used to say, giving Sterling space to run into is not getting the best out of Sterling. You give Sterling space to run into and time on the ball in a one-on-one, generally he misses. What Sterling was so good at was little bursts of pace on the edge of the box, running into the box, and then 1-2s with David Silva over the top. And I think it's going to take a minute for Doku and Silva to get onto that. But look, I've heard nothing but good things about Doku. I know there's some people that are saying Doku's really not that good and whatever else, but I think the one thing we can say is he is giving us something different. And then, look, the thing is, we've then got other players coming in. Apparently, I've heard tonight it's going to be one of two.
You're all going to be surprised, by the way, with Doku. He's right.
I'm only going to be surprised because most put such a downer on him. That I'm wait. Oh, well.
In a low block, you will see how technical
Rapid.
he is in them situations as well. Yes, yeah. I'm not joking. I'm not saying he's a perfect. I think his end product is definitely poor, and his career has come to a standstill. But he is still very young, and this is what is scary about him. Because I remember when Pep got a young Sterling, and look what he turned him into.
Bro, and
Pep,
Sane, bro. You got to remember,
Sane
and I really will, like, to City fans, I'll say we have to remember Sane arrived in the summer and he didn't really start featuring until about February, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't expect Doku to come in and instantly, apparently he's available for Sheffield United. I can't imagine he'll start. Look, if Lilo's on the bench, Lilo's running the touchline
or something. If you're 3-0 up,
maybe. But I think if we're going to play a direct winger this weekend, it's going to be Cole Palmer. It's not going to be Doku for me. But
yeah, let me do a couple of these super chats.
What a lovely situation for Man City to be in, to not have to worry about throwing in a new Simon straight away. I'm hoping that we get fucking Endo.
Oh, that's the way you run a football club properly.
Big up Charmaine on her birthday night. Blow.
I'll take Charmaine.
Hold tight, Charmaine on her birthday. I mean, don't know what you're doing with soups though. Big up Enigma says Pep is following Arteta. Arteta was the one to implement inverted fullbacks at City. Arteta is a real genius. Pep is just more intense.
Absolutely.
Do you know the response for this? Whatever makes you sleep at night. It's.
I mean,
whatever makes you feel good about yourself, man, and your manager.
Johan Cruyff was the first to do the inverted fullbacks at Barcelona. He actually invented that whole kind of system. I know Pep definitely had it, but if Arteta was the one to put that in, then big up himself.
I like it when people come out. The assistant manager is the one that came up with the whole plan.
Yeah,
the manager did
literally,
nothing.
And let's hope that he manages to implement it well enough to actually win the league with it this year. Because it's kind of mad that
Arteta, remember when he retired, he pretty much came straight away as the did he not in 2014 or something, 13 become your assistant coach, or 15, I think he was. Yeah. So I think he was there beforehand or just after. I'm not too sure. But Arteta was definitely there.
Well, man.
He used to praise Arteta very highly, so you can't say.
But you know what? Actually, the one thing I will say is that what Arteta was at City, and I'd praise him very highly, was Arteta was the player that actually, the coach. His role was actually the people management side of things. He was massively involved in the people management because Pep liked to keep a distance between himself and the players. So it was Arteta that had the close relationships with the players.
Dutch football ultimately implemented that. Go watch Total Football.
Yeah, 100%.
Element of control kind of done. That's where Johan Cruyff done it.
Pep's been very clear with it. Pep has been very clear with giving Johan all the credit for everything.
They said, what's his name done? Was the one that invented pressing football the way he did. What's his name? Ralph Hasenhüttl. But guess what? Sometimes the teacher is not the master of it. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm quite excited to watch City now because I really want to see Doku. It's just, I think he's an unknown outlet. Any unknown outlet like Jackson and stuff like that. You kind of, even Luton Town, I know it's not the greatest game in the world, but I'm interested to see when you drop points against Luton.
I can't wait.
Is that Friday night one as well?
You drop points, yeah?
Is that
tomorrow night?
Friday night.
You do realise that if you were to draw,
it ruins your weekend. Ruins your weekend.
No, if you were to lose, then Luton will go above you with a game in hand.
They're not going to win though, innit? They're not.
No. I'm just.
Listen to that. I hope Leslie are now watching this and hearing what you just said. Daps.
I'll be 100. I hope Leslie's watching Never a Foul as well all day long. If he is, get your money out your pockets because you
know what? Actually, funny enough, Bashir Humphreys' cousin. I'm close friends with her. She went to my school. And she went the same sixth form as me.
So is she watching now?
I'm gonna. Don't worry. I'm gonna chat to her. Don't worry.
All right, tell her to super chat, please. And become a member. By the way, anyone out there, and hit the like button.
Yeah,
I was going to say tomorrow. It's Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley.
Oh, Tom, why did you have to do that? Ross Barkley's coming back to play at the bridge
after moving.
I told you, he's not 100% confident about.
I said 3-1. I said 3-1, bro. I'm confident we're going to win the game.
You're going to concede at home to Luton.
I've seen some silly mistakes.
Why not Caicedo then? If you're going to concede one goal to Luton,
actually, no. Poch did say that Caicedo was fit now. Yeah, Poch said Caicedo was fit to start.
Is that what happened at the weekend? He wasn't fit. Okay,
yeah.
Right,
You know,
that makes sense.
Jackson, though. It's time for Jackson to
He
really.
barely had the preseason, and he barely even played as well. Remember, because the whole thing that was going on, and then he came late.
That's fine.
He's all over the place, bro. You could see that he was all over the place. Tom, it was one of the worst debuts, yeah. But let's give him some slack. The guy literally came last minute. Like his heart, he literally had no preseason training. Bro, it was a howler. It was a howler. But all I'm saying is he needed a little bit more time. Now he's ready, innit? It was
one of the worst.
One of the worst. It was a howler, bro. It was a howler. Tom, I'm not disagreeing. It was a howler.
It is the worst.
He's barely had any preseason.
£150 million. The man done nothing great.
You're right. It was a howler.
Anyway,
Do you want to know the worst thing about that debut? The worst thing about Caicedo's debut was the fact that it fueled top Reds to go, Endo's better than him. That was the worst thing it done. It convinced some of my fan base that we'd done the right thing and we got the better deal.
Once was so shameless about it. My God.
Anyway, guys, I think we'll see. I want predictions from Don only. How many goals are you going to score? Just you. Your team.
You just said 3-1.
You see this guy, wait, 3-1 now.
I thought you meant a player. Yeah, 3-1 Chelsea. I think.
When's the last time Chelsea scored 3 goals? When's the last time you scored 3 goals in a game?
Let me take that out. I'm saying 3-0 Chelsea.
When's the last time you scored 3 goals in a game?
Was it Bournemouth last year?
I can't even remember. I can't even lie.
Anyway, I think we'll tomorrow. 2:00 afternoon, great show. We'll have Kindle. We'll talk about Liverpool, Newcastle. We'll talk about everything. There's gonna be more Salah news tomorrow. Wait for it.
And Kendall had better be here because otherwise it's third strike.
See you guys. Hit that like button before you go.